The ability to focus is one of the most valuable skills in our economy. Unfortunately, hard work is becoming increasingly rare. But favorably to those who prioritize it, the scarcity of deep work increases its value. This valuable personal asset is becoming rare, and most people haven't realized this reality. It is scarce because it's considered old-fashioned. The promoted alternative is the excessive use of hyper-technology. But easy access to the internet drives us towards shallow thinking. Welcome to Beyond Currency, where we dream great and we achieve greater. We have a challenge for you to practically start being more productive at the end of this video. If you are serious about optimizing the quality and quantity of your work, you should stick around to the end. Artificial intelligence is coming closer and closer to human ability. Focused work is at a severe disadvantage in a technopoly because it builds on values like quality, craftsmanship, and mastery that are decidedly old-fashioned and non-technological. Even worse, high-quality deep work often requires the rejection of much of what is new and high-tech. Deep work is exiled in favor of more distracting high-tech behaviors. If you look at influential people of our time, one thing they all have in common is their ability to focus on their work and reach intellectual depth. We live in an economy where people are becoming more and more shallow-minded. This is because their day-to-day tasks are automated. Employers are even encouraging workers to use technological shortcuts to their work to increase their rate of productivity. Many people don't realize that this puts their minds in a constant state of shallowness, making it increasingly difficult to really concentrate when it is necessary to do so. As a result, tech is racing ahead, but our skills are lagging behind. We are not against the advanced use of technology in the modern age, but we want you to be aware of the pros and cons of its use in an optimal manner. Number 1. How can you thrive in an economy full of distractions? Employers are becoming increasingly likely to hire machines instead of people. As some people lose in this new economy, some will thrive, becoming more valuable and reaping the rewards thereof. The core abilities required for thriving in this new economy are the ability to master hard things and the ability to produce at a distinct level in terms of quality and speed. The world is constantly evolving and requiring us to adapt. With the introduction of AI in the marketplace, millions of jobs will be automated. The dark side of AI is that as it seemingly makes your life easier, it is simultaneously crippling your ability to think for yourself. Furthermore, increasing your inability to do hard things and focus. In an ever-evolving economy, there is a need for you to master hard things quickly. This requires a rare human superpower called deep work. Those who go in depth with their work will always produce better results than those who do not. The modern-day economy is centralized to the internet, meaning consumers have access to an assortment of options. This means that those who are producing at the highest levels will always possess the bulk of the market. Therefore, if you're in a marketplace where the consumer has access to all performers, and everyone's level of value is clear, the consumer will choose only the very best, even if the advantage of the best is small compared to the next rung down on the skill chain. The superstars still win the bulk of the market. Number 2, attention residue. Simply put, attention residue explains how a fragment of your thinking will remain on a previous task when switching to a new task. For example, if you were watching a movie before starting with a research task, a large fragment of your brain will remain thinking about the movie even though you have begun with the next task. An average person begins their morning scrolling on social media while they are still in bed. They will then proceed to start with their day and perform other necessary tasks. The problem is that when you move from doing task A to task B, your mind doesn't shift gears as quickly. A large proportion of your attention stays stuck on the first task. This is especially true if task A was open-ended and not very mentally demanding before you switched. Even if you finish task A before moving on, your focus stays divided for a while. People experiencing attention residue after switching tasks are likely to demonstrate poor performance on that next task. And the more intense the residue, the worse the performance. By dedicating an extended duration to focus on a singular challenging task without constant shifts, you can mitigate the adverse effects of attention residue from other responsibilities. This approach enables you to optimize performance on that particular task. Engaging in prolonged periods of isolated work on a specific project enhances effectiveness compared to a typical strategy where interruptions laden with attention residue disrupt the workflow of a more distracted individual. Understanding the attention residue concept is important because It implies that the common habit of working in a state of semi-distraction is potentially devastating to your performance. It might seem harmless to take a quick glance at your inbox every 10 minutes or so. Indeed, many justify this behavior as better than the old practice of leaving an inbox open on the screen at all times. But this is not, in fact, much of an improvement. That quick check introduces a new target for your attention. Even worse, by seeing messages that you cannot deal with at the moment, which is almost always the case. You'll be forced to turn back to the primary task with a secondary task left unfinished. Achieving peak performance requires sustained periods of undivided attention on a single task, free of distractions, a state commonly referred to as deep work. In essence, the ability to immerse oneself deeply in a task is crucial for optimizing both the quality and quantity of output, a prerequisite for thriving in a professional setting. If you find it challenging to engage in deep work for extended durations, attaining the superior levels of productivity demanded in today's professional landscape becomes a daunting task. Unless your talents and skills significantly surpass those of your peers, those who excel at deep work among your competitors will likely outperform you. If you are just getting into some work and a phone goes off in the background, it ruins what you are concentrating on. Even though you are not aware at the time, the brain responds significantly to the distraction. Number 3, relaxation is a scam. Many individuals commonly believe that happiness is derived from relaxation. They think they desire to reduce work and increase leisure, perhaps spending more time in a swinging bed. However, research findings have found this to be completely wrong. Ironically, jobs are actually easier to enjoy than free time, because like flow activities, they have built-in goals, feedback rules, and challenges, all of which encourage one to become involved in one's work, to concentrate and lose oneself in it. Free time, on the other hand, is unstructured and requires much greater effort to be shaped into something that can be enjoyed. Number 4, be less active on social media. The use of social media can be harmful to your attempts to be highly productive. Engaging with social media platforms may pose challenges to maintaining high productivity levels. Despite their portrayal as essential components of our interconnected society, social media apps are essentially just products, developed by private companies, funded generously, marketed carefully, and designed ultimately to capture, then sell your personal information and attention to advertisers. Oh, but it helps me stay connected with my friends. But it helps me feel validated and recognized. It offers me a form of entertainment. These are the common excuses we hear that justify the use of social media. If you don't attempt to weigh pros against cons, but instead use any glimpse of some potential benefit as justification for unrestrained use of a platform, then you're unknowingly crippling your ability to succeed in an economy of hard and valuable work. Identify the core factors that determine success and happiness in your professional and personal life. Use a social media only if its positive impacts on these factors substantially outweigh its negative impacts. In saying this, we should recognize the benefits of using social platforms. Consider a small business owner aiming to expand their customer base and increase brand visibility. In this context, a key strategy could involve reaching a wider audience through effective online presence. Utilizing social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter becomes crucial. Posting engaging content, running targeted advertisements, and interacting with potential customers on these platforms can have a substantial positive impact. Therefore, incorporating social media into the business's marketing plan would be instrumental in achieving the goal of heightened online visibility and customer engagement. We didn't expect a lot of people to watch the video till this far. As a congratulations for dedicating your time to knowledge and enlightenment, here's our challenge to you. It is necessary to eliminate distractions and isolate yourself when striving towards optimized productivity. So we urge you to stop using social media for 20 days. If someone reaches out to you by other means and asks why your activity on a particular platform has ceased, you can explain, but don't go out of your way to tell people. After 20 days of this self-imposed network isolation, ask yourself the following 2 questions about each of the services you temporarily quit. 1. Could the past month have been significantly improved if I had access to social media? Did people care that I wasn't using this platform? If your answer is no to both questions, quit the service permanently. If your answer was a clear yes, then return to using the service. If your answers are qualified or ambiguous, it's up to you whether you return to the service, though I would encourage you to lean toward quitting. This plan focuses on tackling social media because these platforms can eat up a lot of your time and attention. They provide personalized updates at random times, making them super addictive. If used without limit, this can seriously mess up your efforts to stick to a schedule and concentrate on important tasks. Perhaps unknowingly, social media tools are at the core of your existence. You won't know either way until you sample life without them. Here's a side tip. Be hard to reach. This intrinsically increases your value. People often value things that aren't easily accessible to them. For example, poor people value high-end supercars because they cannot afford them. But to a multi-billionaire, a high-end supercar is worth nothing because they can afford them 1,000 times over, making them easily accessible. Similarly, if you are an easily accessible person, people start to value your presence a bit less. But don't be hard to reach and doing nothing. Make sure that in your absence you are building notable value that cannot be ignored when you do resurface. This leads us to our last point. An idle mind is the devil's playground. Social media is especially harmful after the workday is over, where the freedom in your schedule enables them to become central to your leisure time. People tend to hop onto social media to eliminate any chance of boredom. Such behavior is dangerous as it weakens your mind's general ability to resist distraction, making deep work difficult later when you really want to concentrate. To make matters worse, these platforms are not mere memberships that can be easily abandoned, but rather constant temptations just a click away. Consider investing more deliberate consideration into your leisure activities. This approach advises against impulsively engaging in whatever captures your interest in the moment. Rather, take some time beforehand to contemplate how you'd like to allocate your time for relaxation. Social media addiction tends to flourish when there's no predetermined plan. By intentionally filling your free time with higher quality pursuits, like reading, you can gradually diminish their hold on your attention. Hence, it's imperative to plan ahead for your evenings and weekends. Engaging in structured hobbies becomes particularly valuable during these periods, offering specific activities with defined objectives to occupy your time. Establishing a consistent routine for reading. Allocating dedicated time each night to make advancements in a thoughtfully selected array of books proves to be a beneficial choice. Additionally, incorporating exercise or relishing the company of good friends in person are also excellent options. We guarantee you that you will wake up feeling more refreshed than what you normally would. To break free from the addictive allure of social media entertainment and regain control over your time and focus, offer your mind a worthwhile substitute. By doing so, you not only safeguard your capacity to resist distractions and maintain concentration, but also open the door to achieving an ambitious objective, the possibility of truly experiencing life rather than merely existing. That's it, folks. That's how we can remain focused in an economy full of distractions. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found some value that you can apply to your life. Do subscribe and hit that bell icon for more captivating videos. Until next time, dream great and achieve greater. Goodbye for now. We'll see you in the next video.